Okay, so I want to show something that's really cool that you need to start using on your computer. Let me show you one example. So right now, I'm just speaking normally, but later my speech or my voice will be transcribed into text in less than 1 second. There you go. So that was one example where I was able to speak normally, but AI is able to transform or decipher my speech into this readable text. And this technology, at least for me, was quite a game changer because now when I'm working with tools like Gemini or perhaps ChatGPT, I don't have to type the prompts manually. I can just say it out loud and then I can get the prompt. And of course, this technology can work when I'm working with documents or perhaps chatting via apps like WhatsApp, Telegram, Slack, Discord, etc. And if you asked me a few months ago about what is the best tool that can be used to quickly transform speech into text like that, well, I would recommend tools like Whisperflow or perhaps Aqua Voice or maybe Otter AI. So I actually talked some of these tools on my previous videos a few months ago and they work just great. But there is one problem. For example, in Whisperflow, this tool is online only, which means your data, your speech is being sent to the server, and after that, they are running some AI models to quickly transform the speech into text or audio into text, and after that they will send you back the text. Now there is no problem with that, but given that this is cloud-based, it means that you cannot use it without internet connection. And on my experience, even when my network is a bit unstable, it's going to introduce a significant lag when I'm using this tool. And not to mention, even though they do offer the free option, you will eventually hit that limit quite quickly and you have to pay for the pro version, which can be quite expensive. So instead, there is one similar to like Whisperflow or Aqua Voice that is even better, but it is completely free. In fact, it is open source and it can work locally on your computer, and you don't have to use the most powerful hardware because this could run with just laptop or CPU or maybe system without GPU. You can do it just fine. So the name of the tool is handy.computer. You can type handy.computer on your browser and visit the website. So this is the tool that I'm currently using right now. In fact, the previous demo, I was using that tool to create this example. So you can navigate to this website. You can download the program to your computer. This is available for Mac, Windows and Linux. In fact, there is even the ARM version of Windows, which is always nice. And after that, you can install the program normally and you can see the interface that looks like this. So before we talk about the most important component of this tool, I guess I can walk you through about a few settings that you might want to change. So here, you can open the general section and you can specify the shortcut to trigger the tool. For me, it is Control and space. So basically, when I press the keyboard shortcut Control and space like this, it would trigger the recording, and now it is recording my voice to be later transcribed into text. But when I release the shortcut, it would just immediately paste that text into the whatever text area that my cursor is in. There you go. So it was pretty quick. Now, let me just go back, and here you can also select the hardware, which is the microphone and also the output device or the speaker. And also you might want to change the volume. This is the feedback, like it is the sound that it is the sound effect that sound like this. And I usually set it to be about 70% because I don't want to make it too loud, because it can be very loud when you set it to 100%. So this is my setting, about 70%. Now, if we continue to the advanced section, you can change various settings, like if the app has to be launched during startup, or perhaps if what is the method of paste that you want. It's up to you. But maybe one setting or one section that you need to take a closer look is this transcription section. So given that we're using an AI model to transform speech into text, sometimes there are some names or some words that are not being recognized by the AI model, and usually it is brand names like ChatGPT, Notebook LM, etc. So you can add your own dictionary down here, although from experience, it is not always consistent. So sometimes it does work, but other times it just doesn't work. So this is more like a recommendation, but it is not a bulletproof method to ensure that AI can recognize this word, at least at the moment, until maybe at some point we can get a new model that can recognize newer or more words in the future. But anyway, this is one alternative that you can try. And also, another thing that's great about Handy is that it is private. It is running locally on your computer. In fact, here you can specify the history limit of the recording. So for me, I'll just keep the latest 10, but you can also just set it to be automatically deleted after 3 days, 2 weeks, etc. And again, it stays within your computer, which is good, and you're not sending data to some third-party server. Everything is within your computer. You can also check the history down here. So this is all the text that, or the speech that were transcribed into text by the AI tool. And if you navigate to the about page, you can see some other info like the version, language, the GitHub code, and maybe some directory, etc., stuff like that. Now, we haven't talked about the most important element of this tool, which is the AI model. If you click this menu, you can see a list of models that you can use to transcribe speech into text. So right now I have 2 models that I have downloaded to my computer, which is the Whisper Turbo and Parakit version 2. There are some other models like Parakit version 3, Whisper Medium, Small, Large, and also there is Moonshine Base. So these models have their own strengths and weaknesses, but I actually have tried some of them, and in my opinion, Parakit version 2 is the best when it comes to performance and accuracy, especially for English speakers. But Whisper Turbo is more accurate. It is actually the balance between being accurate but also not very slow. Now, you might be thinking that if I'm using something that is big like Whisper Large, maybe I can get something that's better. And maybe, let's say, I have the hardware to run the model. Sure, but what I found is that it doesn't matter what hardware you're using, because the process time is more or less the same. I have tried these models on my computer, and also I have tried them on my laptop with no GPU, and the process time is more or less the same. So that's just how crazy efficient these models really are. So it doesn't matter what hardware you're using, and it's just really based on the models, whether they are fast or slow, but whether they are accurate or less accurate. And I think Whisperflow and Parakit are the balance between speed and accuracy. So that's the model I'm using. Now, right now, perhaps one problem that I noticed that we have on Handy is that it doesn't have the post-processing like Whisperflow. So Whisperflow and Aqua Voice, usually they have large language models in the background. So when you transcribe the text using these tools, the text needs to be processed using large language model. I believe they could be used to something like DeepSeek, Gemma, Mistral, etc. And the models are used to quickly fix mistakes like punctuation errors, grammatical errors, stuff like that. Or you can even ask AI to change the formatting of the output. And that's what makes Whisperflow and Aqua Voice to be very, very powerful. But recently, there is a new update on handy.computer that lets you do that. So basically, your speech or your text can be processed by AI, by a large language model on your computer to be a lot better. So it can fix error quickly on your speech. Now, let me give you one example. So right now, I'm not enabling that feature yet. I just want to show you one example before and after using that post-processing. So let me say something like, okay, so yesterday, I just I bought a USB cable for about $20 US. Okay, so this is not good. This is supposed to be just numbers, but right now it is just words. And also there are some filler words that are appearing because, well, on the actual transcription, on the actual speech, there is indeed filler words a lot. But with post-processing with AI models, we can clean that from the text. Now, this feature is still experimental, but you can use it right now. You can open handy.computer and then you can navigate to advanced. You can enable this feature, navigate to post-processing, and here you can see that a new feature or a new button, a new section would appear, post-process. And basically, you can use LM Studio, sorry about that, LM Studio and or Olama to run your own local AI model. You can use models like GLM, Gemma, Mistral, Llama, many other open source models on your computer, and they can be used to fix errors on your text. So I guess I'm going to talk about this feature later on my next video because this is quite fascinating. But let's just enable this feature now. And okay, I'm going to be using Gemma with 4 billion parameter. Now, I'm going to try to say the same thing again, but you'll see it's going to be a bit different. Okay, so yesterday I just I bought a like a USB cable for about $20 US. Okay, now it took a bit longer because there is an AI model running. Okay, so first there is no filler words. And also now it is number, it's supposed to be $20, but now it says 25. I guess it's because my pronunciation. But as you can see, it is able to fix some mistakes on the sentence because it was using an AI model. So this is the exact same capability as in Whisper Flow and Aqua Voice. But then again, it is running locally on my computer, which means the delay is a lot less and also everything stays private. I can work with this completely offline. So this is an amazing tool. I highly recommend to start using this tool on your computer. If you don't want to type too much, you just want to save time, you want to prompt faster, this is one of the best ways to speed up your work. And you can play around with different settings, different models to see which one is the best for your speech pattern, language, or your particular use case. So yeah, that's just an amazing tool that you need to use, and that's how you can basically quickly transform your speech into text without using any third-party cloud-based tools, and you can just set everything or keep everything stays within your computer using handy.computer. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Have a great day.